3. The current king of COTA, Marc Marquez, has to come from 9th on the grid. And KTM, if they're to continue their impressive start to the season, they're leading.
Started 7th in Argentina last weekend, came through to a stunning 3rd place round of an intriguing and unpredictable 2022 MotoGP World Sports, the FIM, the first one.
This race that's about to happen.
It's going to be a long race, you know, it's going to be tough with the win. I just hope it's a good, safe race, and there's a bunch of guys that can win. I think the Ducatis obviously are very fast.
The motto, the slogan of this great city, Austin, is Keep Austin Weird. Podiums for the first time since the early 1950s. 3 different race winners. We've not a class season with 4 different. Are we set for another 40 minutes or so of pure theatre, pure drama?
That run to turn 1, as I mentioned, as far as the end of the race goes, the finish line is right on the exit. As on this grid, the race could be won and lost in this first 5.5 kilometres. This
pole position of a sensational 2022 World Championship for him. 2nd, 7, the moment we've all been waiting for. Round 4 about to get underway here in Austin, the Red Bull Grand Prix, as it's soon going to be time to tame the horsepower rodeo. Who's going to be our king of COTA in 2022? Great launch. Where's Marc Marquez?
He's plumb last,
he missed the start.
Had a terrible start. Marc Marquez didn't get away at all. He is right at the very back of the Pramac Ducatis. It must be Johan Zarco is down in 6th position. The Suzukis have not gained ground.
He's inside that top 4. Great start for Fabio Quartararo. He's already picked off fellow Frenchman.
He didn't have too much straight line speed, he said yesterday, but he doesn't have any trouble following Jack Miller.
The pack before in his Grand Prix career. If he does it here today in COTA, this will rank as the very...
He's battling with his brother at the moment, down in 18th position. I saw him trying to go around the outside of him through turn 3. There's
Enea Bastianini, one of the big pre-race. Exact instant retaliation he does up the inside of the Martinator into turn 20.
You can see already what Fabio Quartararo is dealing with down that main straight. He's just been blasted past, but manages to out. Here's Luca Marini coming through your shot. He's not had a particularly good start to the Grand Prix either. He's dropped
with a 2:09.352. He lost nearly 5 seconds on that opening lap through turn 9. 4th gear now, pinned on the MotoGP bike, dropping down the spectacular.
Up the inside of Mir, he's going to get Zarco too. Rins having to bail out of that one ever so slightly.
Control or something was still activated, or something there. Speed limiter on, maybe. Something has happened there, hasn't it, for Marc Marquez? I wonder if he's mistakenly not in doubt. Was it was a shocker for Marc Marquez? 9th place on the grid, knew he had to be
right on board with him on the left-hand side of his screen. He's up behind Miguel Oliveira. The KTMs have made a bit of ground, but Miguel Oliveira up to 15th. He's about to have Marc Marquez for company, and Brad Binder's game
fully focused on the recovery here of the 8-times world champion. Now then, Marco Bezzecchi, the rear there of Marco Bezzecchi.
A little bit of a gap. Aleix Spark
then into the points already. It's taken him, what, 2.5 laps to get himself up into 14th. Marco Bezzecchi, apparently.
Alex Rins just getting past Fabio Quartararo, man, just into turn 11. Quartararo to the Suzuki of Alex Rins.
So Jack Miller then leads hard on the front end of that Ducati. Mechanical problem for Marco Bezzecchi. He's getting the black flag with the orange disc. He's also been getting the mess. Now Marco Bezzecchi, has he gone down again, or has he just decided to park it in Argentina, which put him to the top of the coveted Rookie of the Year prize? Looking back there briefly at the pole man in 6th place, and that's where he's now in 6th spot. A whole bunch of fast laps being exchanged. 2:04, 1:46. This is a real intense battle raging here between Fabio.
He has the pace, but he's got an awful lot of work still to do. He still trails Maverick Vinales in 13th.
Yeah, now the question is, I suppose, in terms of Marc Marquez, is just how much is he having to use 14th place, still trying to close that gap down to Maverick Vinales and Brad Binder. Down versus Ducati, and here comes Zarco up the inside of Pecco Bagnaia. Bagnaia hasn't got the early race power. Bagnaia swept straight back on through, and he's back in 4th.
Aleix Spargo is coming under pressure. Off. Brad Binder has to suddenly get out of the way. Marquez out braking himself completely.
I tell you what, he was out of control there. And Brad Binder were pretty fortunate there not to get collected by Marc Marquez. Back then with your great job by the Gresini Ducati team. 2 wins in 4 Grand Prix for them. They lead the world. Marc Marquez, to be fair, but 3 wins, 4 podiums and 2 pole positions here at the 2 Aragon battles in 2020. A top ride by Alex Rins.
And a landmark comes around on this lap of on MotoGP. Remains united for P. Leapfrogs Aleix Spargo into 2nd place. The 2 Suzukis inside the top 4 of the world might be the most impressive of them all from the 8-times world champion.
Let's quickly pop back down to pit lane.
Well, we knew we had the pace, but honestly today he made us. He was so brave. I'm proud of him. Like
what a way To mark the 500th Grand Prix of the Racing Together Collaborate man, though, Fabio Quartararo, he can do no more. You can only fight with the wet scrap with Marc Marquez. Fabio Quartararo, though, you can see the problems he's having so far this year in America, so no dry race top 6 so far this year for the world champion. Prix in Qatar at the start of March, and it will be a case of what might have been for this man.